Hey guys, so this is a new introduction to our new tech channel. We will leave a link down below to these two smartphones, and in our first video we will be doing two phones side by side. And you may be wondering, why did we choose these phones? Because these phones are the closest spec wise to each other. So here we have the Huawei P20 Lite and the Google Pixel 2 XL. So as you can see, both are flagship phones. One's a little bit more expensive than the other by similar price range. And yeah, so let's get right into the video. Anyways guys, we're going to start with the Huawei P20 Lite. As you guys can see, this is such a beautiful phone. I do have to say, it's nice and glossy. As I said earlier, it has a dual lens camera. Very nice. It says Huawei branding right here. The fingerprint is right up there. Let's go from the sides. This is your power button, your volume rocker. And on this side, this is the mic. On this side, the SIM tray holder. And on this side is the Type-C connector with a headphone jack and the speaker grill. So that's the sides, and we will move on to the Google Pixel 2 XL. So going from the 2 XL, the power button is right here, volume rocker is right here. Nice matte finish on the sides, I do like that. The mic is at the top as well. SIM card tray right here. And just a Type-C. The speaker grill is on the front. They got dual speaker grill on the front, which is a very nice touch by Google. You see, the only problem is with the Google Pixel 2 XL, there is no headphone jack. I mean, not much of a difference considering it's full on tech in here. The headphone jack does take up some space, but other than that, I think a dongle will do for now. So if you're considering to get a Google Pixel 2 XL, keep in mind that you will need a dongle. So let's go inside the hardware. So here we do have a Huawei P20 Lite and another Huawei P20 Lite. So this is an example on how poor Huawei made their glass back for the wireless charging. I am not very impressed by build. The Google Pixel 2 XL does take the lead. I don't know if you guys can see right here, but I do have some marks from my case. And yeah, unfortunately there's no wireless charging on that phone, but I can handle it. I'm sure you can get a wireless charging pad. And yeah, so as you guys can see, this is what happens to a Huawei P20 Lite if you drop it without a case. So later on in the video, stay tuned, we will show you what cases to buy for your phone. Anyways, so just by no means, this is insanely cracked. And you may be wondering, this was a heavy drop, but still, Huawei, I feel like it shouldn't have been that brutal on a drop. So we're going to be going to software here. So you may be wondering, oh, just by size, the screen's probably going to be a lot smaller on the Huawei. Really, it isn't. So as you guys can see, I'll try to put it around the same height, like a millimeter difference. So that's not too much of a dramatic change from the screen size. When it goes to battery, 3,500 milliamp battery on the Google Pixel 2 XL and a 3,000 milliamp battery on the Huawei. So let's go with the fingerprint scanner. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, I think that was a tie. Let's go one more time. 3, 2, 1. I think the Huawei wins. Well, it seems as if the Huawei fingerprint scanner is quite a bit faster, just by a split second. I do have to say, right when we get into the phone, I do have to say this is my personal phone, and this is my good friend's. I'm just borrowing just for the review. So right off the bat, you can kind of tell they look very similar. Android. On this phone, I am running Android Beta 10. This is Android 9, because the Pixels do get an early release, but does not really make too much of a difference. So as we can see, running nice and smooth, you know, it looks nice. So if you are wondering which one would be better for you, I will leave a link down. What? Okay. So this is the front of the phone. So we're going to start with the Huawei once again. So it's a nice Huawei branding right here. I mean, you could get the P20 Lite with a home button, but as we all know, home button's almost dead now in the smartphone universe. So still very nice. You can still get a nice blue curve on the side. The Huawei does come with a built-in screen protector, I do believe, if I'm not correct. Google Pixel 2 XL, we had to get our own tempered glass screen protector, and as you can see, right here and here, it didn't go as well, just because of this curved screen. So due to poor lacks of screen protector, not the best, but yeah. So one thing I do notice from the two phones is size, screen size. You may be thinking, oh, there's a dramatic difference. We'll go right into that right now. So you may be wondering, is the 2019 phone better than the 2017 phone? In my personal opinion, I'd go with the Pixel, not only just because of size, but because I get an early release of Android. And considering it's a Google phone, Google is Android. So we will get into the camera. I do have to say the notch does look very nice on the Huawei. And let's get into the camera. So we will test it. So here we have a graphics card. Let's get a nice photo of the graphics card. We have a photo of the graphics card. Let's get one on the Pixel 2 XL. I do have to say I'm very impressed with Google's camera. So here is it side by side. Let me turn up the brightness on full. Yep, it's already on full. My bad. Alright, so you guys can see side by side which camera looks better to you. So although they do look extremely similar, I do have to say this one goes to the Google Pixel 2 XL. Not only does it have better lighting, it has a better display. Just judging by the light, let's go right into the Japanese logo. It's a bit foggy here. So you guys can see this, can zoom in a bit more. I would have to say the camera does go to the Pixel 2 XL. Although, I do have to say I'm very impressed with Huawei's camera. So if you are at a Pixel 2 XL right now and you want this Huawei phone, I don't know, by no means go for it. This Huawei phone is a great phone. And if you're wondering if you'll be downgrading, no, not at all. This is nowhere near a downgrade. These are almost identical. I do have to say, when it comes to software, these two phones are almost identical. So now that I've showed you around the sides, the body, the structure, let's go inside. So we're going to try the fingerprint scanner on these two phones. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Whoa, a bit of lag on the Pixel. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I do have to say the Huawei is extremely fast on this one. I am very impressed by Huawei's fingerprint. By the two phones, judging, the screen is almost identical by size, just a millimeter bigger on the Google Pixel. Other than that, there's not too much of a difference. So when we come to price, this phone is listed at Amazon.ca at $850 Canadian, and this is $700 in Canadian dollars also on Amazon. So as you can see, they're almost identical. But here's the big question. Is it worth the $150 more for the Google Pixel 2 XL? Well, we're asking you this. So would you like to have a millimeter bigger screen and not as fast as a fingerprint scanner, but have an early release of Android version 10? As if you do go with Huawei, you are not losing a lot. Trust me. Yeah, so you will not be losing a lot. I do have to say there is a notch on this phone, not on the Pixel. And I do have to say, the Huawei came out early into 2019, and the Google Pixel 2 XL came out late 2017. And you may be wondering, considering this is about 2 years old, and the phone. So let's just go by terms of smooth. Let's see which one's smoother. Okay, so look right here. I do have to say, I'm very impressed with Huawei. Google's phone is running extremely smooth right now. A little bit of hiccups here on the Huawei. So I'd have to say, if you're searching the web, the Pixel would have to take the lead here. Okay, so when it goes to hardware, I think the Pixel takes the lead, just because I've seen a lot of people dropping their Huawei phones and it got cracked. We will show you an example. Hey guys, so these are the top 2 cases that we recommend for the 2 phones. So this is for the Huawei P20 Lite. As you guys can see, it has a nice look to it. This isn't really meant for protection, it's more for looks. I just like the look to it. So we've had it for quite a bit. We wanted to see if it lasts, and this thing has lasted quite a bit of drops, and so far so good. Here we have the Spigen clear case, and this case is extremely protective. As slim as it is, it will protect your phone, but the only 2 problems is it turns yellow over time, as you guys can see, and little bits of dust get stuck in between the phone and the case, and sometimes leaves permanent marks on your phone. Very hard to see on this matte finish, but there are a little bit right here. So for the final test, I do have to say the winner to this test goes with the Google Pixel 2 XL. Not only software, it destroys